Hello everyone and welcome back to English Talk channel. Today we're talking about something that can completely change the way people react to your English, even if your grammar is not perfect.
That's right. A lot of English learners worry about vocabulary, pronunciation, or making mistakes, but sometimes the biggest difference comes from sounding warm, friendly, and approachable.
Today we'll help you sound more friendly and natural in everyday English conversations. I'm Anna.
And I'm Leo. And the good news is that sounding friendly in English is not about using difficult expressions. Usually it's small changes in the way you speak. All right, let's get started.
Leo, can I ask you something?
Of course. What's up?
Have you ever met someone who spoke correct English, but somehow the conversation still felt a little awkward?
Oh, definitely. Sometimes a person is grammatically correct, but their tone sounds too serious or too direct. It can make them seem upset, even when they're not.
I've noticed that too. And honestly, many English learners don't realize this happens because in their own language, direct communication may sound completely normal.
Exactly. In English-speaking cultures, especially in casual American English, people often soften their sentences to sound more friendly and relaxed.
That's a really important point. For example, instead of saying, "Give me the menu," people usually say, "Could I see the menu, please?"
Right. Both sentences communicate the same idea, but the second one feels much warmer and more polite.
And this doesn't only happen in restaurants. It happens at work, at school, in stores, and even with neighbors or friends.
You know what's interesting? Sometimes learners think friendly English means speaking in a fake or overly excited way, but that's not true at all.
Not at all. You can sound calm and still sound friendly. Usually, it's about being considerate and making the other person feel comfortable.
Exactly. Small expressions make a huge difference.
Let's imagine a situation. Suppose you arrive at work in the morning. What's the difference between saying morning and saying good morning? How's your day going so far?
Well, morning is okay, but it's short and neutral. The second option feels more open and inviting because you're showing interest in the other person.
That's true. And notice something important here. Friendly English often includes little connection phrases.
That's a great expression, actually, connection phrases.
Exactly. These are small phrases that help conversations feel warmer. Things like, "How's your day going? That sounds nice. I appreciate it. No worries. Take your time."
Those expressions make conversations feel smoother and more human.
Let's practice with an example. Imagine you're buying coffee.
All right.
Version 1, coffee, medium size.
Very direct. Not rude exactly, but not very friendly either.
Now, version 2, "Hi, could I get a medium coffee, please?"
That sounds much more natural and polite.
And notice that the grammar is still simple. We didn't use advanced vocabulary.
That's such an important reminder for learners. You do not need complicated English to sound friendly.
Absolutely. Sometimes learners focus so much on sounding advanced that they forget to sound approachable.
I think tone also matters a lot.
Definitely. The same sentence can sound friendly or unfriendly depending on your tone of voice.
For example, if someone says, "What do you want?" with a hard tone, it can sound aggressive.
But if they say, "Hey, what would you like?" with a relaxed tone, it feels much more welcoming.
That reminds me of something I experienced when I first started speaking English regularly with native speakers.
Really? What happened?
I realized I sounded too serious all the time. People thought I was stressed or annoyed, but honestly, I was just concentrating very hard on speaking correctly.
I think many learners experience that. When you're focused on grammar, your face and tone can become very tense.
Exactly. One friend even asked me if I was angry.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I remember thinking, no, I'm just trying not to make mistakes.
That's actually very relatable.
After that, I started adding softer expressions like, I think, maybe, a little, or if that's okay.
And those phrases really help conversations sound more natural.
Absolutely. Instead of saying, you are wrong, you can say, I think there might be a misunderstanding.
That sounds much gentler.
Or instead of saying, I don't like this, you can say, I'm not really sure this works for me.
That's a great example because it sounds honest without sounding harsh.
Exactly. Friendly English is often softer English.
Let's teach an important word here. Harsh.
Good idea. Harsh means something sounds too strong, too severe, or not gentle.
Right, so if someone says your tone sounded harsh, they mean the person sounded too aggressive or too direct.
That's a very useful word for everyday conversations.
Now let's talk about smiling while speaking English.
That really changes your voice.
It does. People can often hear a smile in your voice, even on the phone.
I notice that customer service workers in the United States often sound very cheerful.
That's true. You'll hear phrases like, "Hi there, how can I help you today?" or "No problem at all."
And at first, some learners think that sounds fake.
Yes, but in many situations, it's simply considered polite and professional.
Exactly. It creates a comfortable atmosphere.
Let's imagine another situation. Suppose your coworker asks for help when you're busy.
Okay.
Version 1, I'm busy.
Very cold.
Version 2, I'm a little busy right now, but I can help you in a few minutes.
That sounds much kinder because you're acknowledging the person instead of shutting them down immediately.
Exactly. Friendly English often includes acknowledgement.
That's another useful word.
Yes, acknowledgement means showing that you recognize another person's feelings, ideas, or situation.
For example, saying, I understand, I see, or that makes sense are forms of acknowledgement,
And those phrases are extremely common in natural English conversations.
especially during disagreements.
Very true. Friendly speakers usually don't jump directly into disagreement. They often acknowledge first.
For example, instead of saying, no, that's wrong, you might say, I see your point, but I have a slightly different opinion.
That sounds respectful and calm.
Exactly.
Leo, do you think humor also helps people sound friendly in English?
Definitely, but I think learners should keep it simple at first. Small, light comments are enough.
I agree. You don't need to become a comedian.
Exactly. Even simple phrases like, it's been one of those days, or I definitely need more coffee today, can make conversations feel relaxed.
And those kinds of comments often invite the other person to respond naturally.
Right. Friendly conversations are usually balanced. One person talks, then the other person shares something too.
That's a great point. Some learners accidentally sound unfriendly because they only answer questions with one-word replies.
Yes, imagine this conversation. How was your weekend?
Fine. Technically correct, but the conversation stops immediately.
Exactly. But if you say, it was pretty relaxing, I spent some time with my family, how about you? The conversation continues naturally.
And that final question is very important. Friendly speakers usually return the question.
That's true. It shows interest in the other person.
I think many English learners worry that they need a perfect accent to sound friendly.
But honestly, kindness and warmth matter much more than accent.
Absolutely. A person with imperfect pronunciation can still sound very friendly and confident.
Meanwhile, someone with perfect pronunciation can sound distant if their tone feels cold.
That's such an important reminder.
You know, there's another thing learners sometimes forget.
What's that?
Reaction words.
Oh, that's true. Native speakers constantly use small reactions during conversations.
Exactly. Things like, really? No way. That's great. I see. Got it. Fair enough. Those reactions show you're listening and engaged.
Without them, conversations can feel flat.
Let's demonstrate that. Tell me something interesting.
All right, last weekend I tried surfing for the first time.
Okay. See, that response feels very empty.
Exactly. Now let me try again. Last weekend you tried surfing for the first time? That sounds fun. How did it go?
Much better. Now I feel encouraged to continue talking.
Because friendly conversations create space for the other person.
Exactly.
Oh, can I mention something important for learners who feel shy?
Of course.
You do not need to become extremely outgoing to sound friendly in English. Quiet people can sound warm too.
I completely agree. Friendliness is not about talking non-stop.
Sometimes simply saying, "Thank you, I appreciate it," or "That's kind of you," already creates a positive feeling.
Absolutely.
Let's practice another real-life situation. Imagine you didn't hear someone clearly.
That happens all the time.
Version 1. What?
A little sharp.
Version 2. Sorry, could you repeat that for me?
Much softer and more polite.
And learners should remember that asking for clarification is completely normal.
Definitely. Even native speakers do it.
Actually, Leo, could you repeat the expression you used earlier about conversations feeling flat? I think some learners may want to hear it again slowly.
Of course, I said without reaction words, conversations can feel flat.
Perfect. And flat here means lacking energy, emotion, or excitement.
Exactly.
Now, let's talk about compliments because they're also part of friendly English.
That's true. Small compliments are very common in casual conversations.
For example, I like your jacket, or great presentation today, or your English is improving a lot.
And usually short compliments are best.
Right, natural and simple feels more genuine.
I also think people sound friendlier when they avoid sounding too negative all the time.
That's a really good point.
Of course, everyone complains sometimes, but if every response sounds negative, conversations become heavy very quickly.
Exactly. Compare those responses. How's work going? Version 1, terrible, everything is awful.
Very intense.
Version 2, it's been a little stressful lately, but I'm managing.
That sounds more balanced and easier to respond to.
Friendly English often sounds emotionally balanced.
I like that expression.
And balance is important because conversations are shared experiences.
Exactly.
Leo, what's one easy change learners can make today if they want to sound friendlier immediately?
Honestly, I would say adding people's names during conversations.
That's such a good tip.
Instead of only saying thanks, you can say thanks, Anna. It feels more personal.
And people generally respond positively when they hear their name.
Absolutely. Another easy change is using please and thank you more often.
Simple but extremely effective.
Especially because English relies heavily on polite expressions in daily interactions.
You know what else helps?
What's that?
Showing enthusiasm for small things.
Oh yes, expressions like that's awesome, sounds great, or I'm glad to hear that.
Exactly. Those small positive reactions make conversations feel warmer.
And warmth is really the key idea today.
Definitely. People may forget your grammar mistakes, but they usually remember how you made them feel during the conversation.
That's such an important lesson for language learners.
Before we finish, let's give everyone a quick summary.
Great idea.
To sound friendly in English, try using softer phrases instead of very direct sentences.
Use reaction words to show interest and attention.
Ask simple follow-up questions to keep conversations moving naturally.
Smile when you speak because people can often hear warmth in your voice.
And remember that friendliness is not about perfect English. It's about helping other people feel comfortable talking with you.
Exactly.
And that brings us to the end of today's conversation. We hope this helped you feel more confident about sounding warm, natural, and friendly in English.
If you enjoyed practicing with us today, please like this video and subscribe to English Talk channel for more real-life English conversations.
Keep practicing, keep speaking, and don't be afraid to sound natural instead of perfect.
Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next lesson.
Goodbye, everyone, and take care.